The New York Jets are 0-6. I mean, they find new ways to lose every time. This was not because of the reasons we lost the first 5 games of the season. Usually, the Jets lose because they lose the turnover battle and they have penalties that are mind-numbing. No, that's not the story today. And also, we usually lose because our defense is trash. That was not the story today. The story today is how bad our offense was, and our coaching staff needs to be held accountable. I'm going to break down everything you need to know about what happened in this Jets-Broncos game because we let an opportunity to get our first win of the season slip through our fingers, and it is absolutely driving me insane. If you tune into my live play-by-play reaction this morning, I appreciate you tuning in. Now here is the rant video. I'm going to let it all out and just speak freely because I am so livid about this football team. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe here to Jets Media if you're new. We're close to 30,000 subscribers. And if you're just tuning in for the first time, again, subscribe, comment your thoughts of this game, whether you are a Jets fan or you're not a Jets fan. Love to hear what you guys have to say down below in the comment section. Let's get straight into business because boy, oh boy, was this game mind-numbing. Justin Fields was sacked 9 times. He had negative 10 net passing yards if you include the passing yards from the yards lost when he was sacked. He had a abysmal game today. And we got to break through this game from the beginning, man, because this Jets offense is the reason we lost. The defense was so good. The special teams was so good. And the offense had a chance after an awful game. The defense gave the offense a chance to just get 20, 25 yards to set up Nick Folk for a field goal, and they couldn't even do that. But let's start off with the decision at the end of the game to go for it on 4th and 8 instead of kicking a 60-plus yard field goal for the lead. I do not understand that. This offense has been so bad all game long. I don't get why you do not give Nick Folk, our kicker, a chance, who has not missed all season, who has not missed all game, a chance for a 62-yard field goal over Justin Fields dropping back to pass on 4th and 8. I mean, I'm not saying that it's a guarantee Nick Folk hits a 62-yard field goal. That's long. But I like our odds of hitting a 62-yard field goal over Justin Fields dropping back to pass on 4th and 8. And by the way, the play before that, 3rd down and 8, late to Garrett Wilson. He holds the ball too long. He is bad, okay? I'm not afraid to admit it. Justin Fields, the experiment, has been an absolute failure so far this season. And I'm not expecting it to get any better. Okay, Justin Fields holds the ball too long, cannot read defenses, and just gets sacked. He was sacked 9 times. And yeah, the offensive line wasn't perfect. We went up against an elite pass rush in Nick Bonito. We went up against an elite defense in Denver. Tip your caps to their defense. But it's still no excuse. And also, I don't want to just make this about Justin Fields because you know who else deserves to be absolutely criticized right now? Tanner Engstrand. That offensive game plan was so bad. No sense of urgency. They're trying to stay on the ground, run the football when it's not working. They throw the ball when they need to run. And they run the ball when they need to pass. It's broken, okay? I really I'm a loss for words. And the thing about the coaching staff that I noticed, they are coaching not to lose instead of coaching to go win. That's how it feels like. In the close games, at the end of the first half, they're not even trying to score points. They're just like, yeah, all right, we'll go into halftime without even trying. They just let the clock go out. What are we doing? And it's crazy that the narrative of this football team all season was the Jets cannot win because we shoot ourselves in the foot with penalties. We shoot ourselves in the foot with turnovers. That was not the story. The Broncos had more turnovers than the Jets and more penalties than the Jets, and we still lost. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? And the sad thing is we can't even celebrate how excellent our defense was today. We can't even talk about Jermaine Johnson's return, completely stepping up in the clutch, getting a 3rd down sack to give the Jets an opportunity to win the game. We can't talk about Jarvis Brownlee Jr. in his first start as a Jet in the slot, forcing the first turnover of the game, having a lot of energy, providing a spark on defense. We can't even talk about Jamie Sherwood having his breakout game as the captain and leader of this defense, making big-time plays in the clutch. We can't even talk about Jets rookie safety Malachi Moore starting over Tony Adams, making big-time plays all across the field. Like, that is so beyond frustrating because this defense finally woke up. We held the Denver Broncos to 13 points, which is the least amount of points they scored as an offense since week 9 of last season. This defensive game plan from Steve Wilks and the execution from this defense was wasted. And now let's talk about the excellence of special teams. because special teams deserves their praise. Nick Folk hits all his field goals, the punt team pinning the Broncos deep within the 5-yard line, and then what happens on the next play? The Jets defense gets a safety because of holding in the end zone. Like, the special teams and defense did their jobs. And it's not even like this offense needed to be excellent today. We needed them to be just like, what's the word besides good? That's a step below good. I mean, okay. We needed this offense to be okay, and we would have won the game. But the offense was putrid, bro. Absolutely putrid. The only, out of the 11 points the Jets put up, you can say 3 of them was because of the offense, and that was the opening drive in the second half where they finally had a few first downs, strung together a positive gains, get into field goal range, and they kicked 3 points. The other 3 points, the first 3 points that we got, was because of the defense setting them up with a turnover. The second 3 points that we got was because of Kene Nwangwu in his return had a phenomenal 74-yard kick return that set up the Jets in great field position. The Jets' offense deserves to be criticized all week. 9 sacks given up is crazy as an offense. Justin Fields, he holds the ball way too long, and I get it. Maybe there's nobody open, but no. If there's nobody open, at least make a play with your legs. If there's nobody open, check it down underneath. If there's no one open, I think he's just looking at his first read and not looking to his second and third progression. There was a play on 3rd down. I saw Justin Fields drop back. He's holding the ball forever. Arian Smith wide open underneath. He's not seeing the field. Justin Fields is not a good quarterback. He's not a quarterback that you can win with, and it's obvious, okay? The only way you can win with Justin Fields is if the defense is top of the league and if the offense can just protect him forever, because the guy has time sometimes, and he's holding the ball for 5, 6, 7 seconds. Even Kurt Warner in the booth was, wanting to rip his own hair out of his head, because he's like, this offense is not showing a sense of urgency. They're running the ball too much. Justin Fields is holding the ball forever. It was a really ugly game. And the sad part is the Jets had a chance to win that ugly game. That's what's so frustrating, man. We didn't get blown out. We didn't get destroyed. We lost by 2 points. And that's what's so mind-blowing. Now, getting into Aaron Glenn, he absolutely deserves to be blamed in this game, because the timeout that he had in that second half, because he was questioning going for it on 4th down or what should we do, inexcusable. Cannot call a timeout there. You got to keep all 3 of your timeouts. It did not come back to bite you, but it could have if that was a closer game and we needed to have that 3rd timeout. Okay, Aaron Glenn, he's coaching this team scared, it feels like. And it's him. We ripped into Tanner Engstrand, but Aaron Glenn is implementing these systems with him. And listen, man, Aaron Glenn has not given anybody a reason to feel optimistic about his tenure here. That does not mean I want to fire him. I don't want to make that clear. I'm criticizing Aaron Glenn because he's got to be better. Because the end of the first half in this game and last week against Dallas was inexcusable. Falls on the head coach. The time management, the situational awareness is really bad with this football team. And that starts with the coach. And I know people want Aaron Glenn fired. I'm not going to go there because I know the Jets are not going to fire him. If they do fire him in the offseason, I mean, that would be crazy. I just don't see it happening. And I think in 6 games, we've seen a lot more bad than good with this football team. But at the end of the day, the Jets are winless, and they are playing like a winless football team. And the crazy part is they could have came away with this game with a win. We could have been talking about an ugly, ugly win. Fields looked bad, but at least he got us in field goal range for a Nick Folk game winner. But no. The defense and special teams, balls. But at the end of the day, the Jets lose. And, the only player to step up on offense was Breece Hall. And I'm wearing a Breece Hall jersey. He wasn't excellent at all. But it felt like he was the only one that cared. Offensive line was brutal. There was no pass catchers down the field. Garrett Wilson looked like he tweaked his oblique or something on a side. He was playing through an injury for sure. And every time the ball was thrown to Garrett Wilson's way, it was not even on target. Garrett Wilson had 9 targets and caught 3 of them. A lot of the balls thrown Garrett Wilson's way was just not a good throw. Justin Fields is proving why he is going to be a journeyman quarterback for the rest of his career, bro. The Justin Fields experience has been an ultimate failure. And people want Tyrod out there. That's what the people are saying. I don't know. You can argue Tyrod Taylor wins the Jets this game. You could, because listen, Tyrod was not great against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He did throw a pick 6 in that game, but he at least pushed the ball down the field to give them a chance to win that game, remember? And I don't know, man. Like, at the end of the day, the Jets do have a problem on their hands with this quarterback and this entire offense. And they're not putting Justin Fields in a position to succeed. Justin Fields is not putting himself in a position to succeed. He's not seeing the field. He's holding the ball too long. And there's no sense of urgency. And that's my biggest gripe with this offense. You got to coach aggressive. You got to coach to go win the game. Go steal a win. Don't play scared. Don't coach scared. It feels like the entire offense is so afraid to make a mistake. Fields is so afraid to throw the ball down the field, he's holding it forever. Tanner Rankstrand is so afraid that he's just running the ball when you shouldn't be running. Like, when the Jets needed to run the ball, finally, they are passing, and Fields gets sacked. Like, that's what's mind-blowing to me. When the Jets needed 3 points in that last drive, it's 1st and 10, and there's like a minute left in the game. And you're approaching, all they need is one more first down and milk the clock, and the Jets would have a chance to win the game with a field goal. But on 1st and 10, where they should have ran the ball, they drop back to pass, and Fields gets sacked. And it's 2nd and 15. And there's no timeouts, of course, because we wasted that timeout, let's not forget. And then what happens? On the next play, they go underneath to Garrett Wilson, whatever, get some yards back, 3rd and 8. And then on 3rd and 8, you miss Garrett Wilson on an out route because you're late. And then on 4th and 8, instead of kicking the long field goal to take the lead, you go for it. I mean, that sequence is just beyond frustrating from everybody that's watching. And, you know, the Denver Broncos did not play a good game. I mean, at all. Defensively, they did. But offensively, the Jets were in their heads. They were getting pressure on Bo Nix. They only had 1 sack, but they were still getting to them. They stopped the run. They were efficient on 3rd down on defense. They made their adjustments. They had 1 bad drive they gave up at the end of the first quarter where Sauce had a blown coverage. He should have stayed in his zone. Instead, he stayed with Sutton. He should have passed Sutton off to the safety who had help over the top, but that gave up a touchdown down the right sideline. Brutal mistake. The Jets only gave up 1 touchdown. Like, it's crazy that now this feels like the era of when Saleh was with this team, where the defense was so good, but the offense couldn't even do their job. That's what this game felt like. It's getting flashbacks. So sound off in the comments. Let me know how you feel about this game. Obviously, every Jets fan deserves to be frustrated. I'm sure there's people that are rooting for the tank that are happy. I'll never be happy with a loss in my life as a Jets fan. And, you know, big shout out to Sleeper, because without Sleeper, man, I don't know where I'll be, bro. They're a big sponsor of Jets Media. You get a $20 for free when you sign up right now on Sleeper by using my code JETS. They're the proud sponsor throughout the entire NFL season. So make sure you guys check them out. Terms and conditions apply, of course. Really big shout out to Sleeper Picks. They're doing a great job sponsoring Jets Media, and it's fun. It's absolutely fun to play with their app. So make sure you guys go check them out. Link is in the description to sign up today. And feel free to let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. If you did not already, let me know your thoughts. Please go out there in the comment section and let it out. Just be free if you're a Jets fan. Let it out. If you want everybody gone, you hate this guy, you want this guy fired, let me know. I'll hear you guys out in the comments section. And hit the like button. And if you stayed to the end of the video, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear who is staying into the end of these videos, because these rant videos are long and tiring and just brutal, but you know, it's therapy for me. It feels good to release these types of emotions, because the Jets just drive me mad and drives every Jets fan mad. So appreciate you staying to the end of the video. I'm out of here. Enjoy your football Sunday, folks. And let's go Jets. Peace out.